So today I'm going to go through a love spread, and this I'm going to use, I love this book. It's by Barbara Moore and it's Tarot Spreads, and you can get it on Amazon. It just gives you a lot of different ideas. You'll find that as you start reading, some spreads, you know, they don't feel, I don't know, they're harder to read. And then when you find the ones that, you know, really work for you, then those are the ones to go with. I would say, like, if you're reading, especially like a lot of different readings, or you're going to, you know, advertise on social media or a website or anything like that, you know, start with, you know, a handful of spreads that you feel really comfortable with, and that's what you offer. And then, like, when I do readings from the website or from Etsy or something, I'm doing the spread and I'm typing it out, or I'm usually recording it according to the spread and only the spread. However, like when I do more stuff in person, I start with a spread, but then, you know, then I start pulling extra cards, or, you know, asking specific questions and then pulling cards for those specific questions. So, you know, but it's always good to have those spreads that help you, that guide you. And they're really nice because, you know, you can look at them all different ways, and that's what we're going to talk about. So this one I'm looking at is Making Love Better spread. So if someone's struggling with their relationship, or, you know, they want to know what they can do to make it better, this would be the spread, you know, a spread for you. So it's kind of like a pyramid shaped. It goes, so the bottom row is 1, 2, 3, cards 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and then 6 at the top. This book, I am using it. So the bottom, this is the strength, the most significant strength of the relationship. The next card is lasting, the element of the relationship that has lasted and will continue to last. It's a, excuse me, it's a solid energy. The next card, number 3, is the weakness, the weak point in the relationship that could cause a problem or needs extra attention. And then do. So 4 would be, what should you do? Something that will use the positive aspects in the relationship. And actually, pulling these cards, it's really interesting. And then 5, something to stop doing. You should not, something you should not do or stop doing. It may be something that seems right, but is actually not best at the time. And then 6 is the guiding star, your highest and best hope for the situation, which can guide all your steps. If something moves you closer to this, then do it. So I'm going to use the book because I'm just going to use the book because this is not a spread I use all the time. So the first one is the strength, the most significant strength of the relationship. And here we have, okay, stop, look at the whole thing. Let's take a look at the whole thing. So we start, card number 1 is the High Priestess, and the ending card is the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is what they want to get to, right? Their guiding star of the relationship. And is there anything that we see that feels significant? Okay, so first thing, there's 2 majors, so that those always carry a little more significance because they are the majors. We have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. I saw that right away. We also have the Knight of Wands, so we have 2 knights. To me, that talks about a little bit of immature, maybe younger, you know, 20s, or if they're in their 30s, it's a little more immature. But not immature like in a bad way. The Page of Swords to me in this position, because this is the lasting, the element of the relationship that lasts. To me, that's really not about immaturity at all. I'll talk about that. And Justice, it's kind of odd because Justice comes up in position 5, which is stop doing, something to stop doing. So how do we read? Justice seems like a positive card, and it seems like something you shouldn't stop doing. But in this case, it's saying to stop, so we'll talk about that. So as we read through, you know, looking at the whole thing, you know, I would be inclined to say that this, overall, the relationship looks good. There's mostly positive stuff going on. The top of the spread is the Nine of Wands, which speaks of hard work, but things that make it through that hard work, and to remember that things aren't easy. So to me, that's a pretty, you know, substantial guiding star. You can make it. It's just how much work you want to put into it. And then, you know, the rest is, so the High Priestess, which when the High Priestess comes up, to me, it's about knowing, the knowing. So if I'm reading for the Querent, I'm saying, okay, this is something that you know. The most significant strength of the relationship to draw in at this time. Understand that you already know, like, bring that into the relationship, the knowing of each other, your gut feelings of what's going on with each other. You know, that is the strength. The strength of the relationship is the knowing, is understanding each other without having to always speak about it, which really says a lot to me. It's also very centered. She has her hands around that globe, which, okay, let's, like, you know, could be like a, you know, I can't believe I can't think of the word. Anyway, you know, she's putting out positive energy. I feel like that's another thing that we could use. If we were talking in this spread, we could say, you know, that there is some positive energy going out, and it's good. Like, you're putting out good stuff, positive energies, positive things. So that would be card 1. So card 2 is lasting, the element of the relationship that has lasted and will continue to last. This is solid energy. So this is the Page of Swords. To me, the Page of Swords speaks a lot about protecting. It protects its own. Also, it's a very, it's an energy about learning to, like, learning new things, having aha moments, things of that. So this is something that's lasting in the relationship. So that tells me that their aha moments are going to last, that they protect each other. It's a very protective relationship. They keep an eye on each other, which is okay. I don't feel like this is a bad keep an eye on. It tells me too that the relationship really is, you know, there's a lot of learning going on, and that's good. That, you know, as long as you're willing to learn, that's a good spot, and that's something that can last throughout the whole relationship. Learning about each other, learning about the relationship, doing those kind of things. So that's a really positive energy for that position. So position 3, here's the weakness. Now, if I'm looking at this spread, notice that that knight is going away from the Page of Swords, first off. So he's looking away, looking out, looking the other way, and moving in that direction. The weak point in the relationship that could cause a problem or needs extra attention, this could drain energy. To me, this is fleeting. This is maybe some passionate energy that needs to be reined in, not extinguished, but reined in. This is tells me that part of the relationship is very passionate and is very good, but it could lead to stray, right? To someone straying. So that needs to be reined in, brought back in to the relationship as a whole. This is also a lot of energy. So maybe one of the parties has a lot of energy and is traveling, or, you know, wanting to do more than the other. Remember, I keep seeing that if I'm looking at this, that knight is going away from the rest of the spread. So to me, that leans of someone trying to stray. And I that's the energy I'm getting. That's not always the Knight of Wands, but just how I'm seeing this. And again, like, this is, you know, help, you know, giving you ideas on what to look for. And that's exactly what I see there as the knight moving away from the page specifically. And I find that very interesting. So when we get up to the 4, this is something to do, what you should do, something that will use the positive aspects in your life and relationship to their best advantage. This is the Knight of Swords, so this has a lot of energy too. These are 2 knights with the most energy. So whatever is in this relationship, I would say, is very energetic. There's lots of good energy going on. However, this energy feels like it's strained, and this means to go after what you want. This is the up one from the Page of Swords, basically. But now I will say, even though this is in a positive position and it's something to do, the Knight of Swords can be a negative card or a hard card because he's not always thinking, he's coming in fast. But I think that that's what it is. It's something to do, is to rein this energy of the Knight that is a watch, you know, like a weakness. Let's use it as a strength and bring it in to keep this Page of Swords learning, knowing, understanding. And I'm linking those two because they are the same suit, and it's Page to Knight. If it was Page to King, I might not use that, see that as much, but because it's the Knight after the Page, I'm thinking more this is a reading of, harness this Page energy with a lot of energy. So take this energy from the Knight of Wands and put it to the energy of the Page of Swords, which goes back to our positive. Does that make sense? So although that's not necessarily all of the meanings of the cards, but we're taking the background of the cards and then we're putting it into play with all of the other cards around us. And then the Justice is stop doing something you should not do, or stop doing it. Maybe something that seems right, but is actually not best at this time. This is Justice. So to me, this could be a few things. First, she's swallowing a sword. Okay, so I'm looking right at the picture. She's swallowing a sword. She does not have the, she's not balanced. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're trying to do the right thing, but the right thing is not keeping the relationship in balance. So like if you're constantly trying to do the right thing, are you doing what's right for you in the relationship? Are you just like doing something that you feel kind of like, how do I want to say, like what you feel like others think a relationship should be, or basing the relationship on, you know, the norm, or what you would think would be the norm, or what you see on, you know, social media. This is, I feel like this is like, I want to do the right thing, but it's a fake right thing. It's not the right thing that you should be, that you're, it's a hard one. I'm not going to deny it, and it would take me a bit to get to it, but it's basically saying that because it's something that you have to stop doing. You're weighing, you're weighing the situation constantly. You're judging the situation constantly. You're judging the relationship. You're trying to do the right thing in the relationship. Stop it. Let the relationship happen. Like, just allow it to happen. Stop judging it, and stop weighing it, and stop making it right. You know, sometimes we put too much energy into something. And the guiding star, your highest hope for the situation, which can guide all of the steps if something moves you closer to this. This is a cool ending because it, to me, and the Nine of Wands speaks to any relationship constantly. It can be a really good thing, and it's a success. So the Nine of Wands is a success card, but it is, I'm tired too. Like, I've worked really hard at this. So it is a matter of keep working hard at the relationship and keep understanding that the energy that you put into this relationship is going to be worth it. So that's what that tells me right there. I mean, to me, that's almost like there's not a lot of explanation that needs to be done with that. You're putting the energy in, you're doing all of the right things, so keep doing that. But the Justice is something that is energy that is not sustainable and is not not the energy that you want to put into it. The Justice, you're weighing things all the time. You're, you know, constantly doing that kind of thing, which to me says that it's really, you know, you're putting the wrong kind of energy in. So yeah, I feel like that's basically what we're talking about here. The relationship, you know, overall is a really good reading. They can learn, you know, like to be careful about straying and to put the energy into learning about each other and being intellectual and having those aha moments and being together. And then, you know, stop judging the whole relationship, stop trying to figure out what the right thing is, and overall understand that the work you put in will create a positive relationship. So there you have it. This book is awesome. I'm going to be using it a lot for different spreads. There's a ton of different fun things in here to use. So there you have it. This is a Making Love Better spread, and giving you some ideas on how to see the cards together. So thanks.